It's not normal. It's
Right.
screwed up. You know, when you get off your school bus and you throw up, or you're going from practice to your home, and you can't make it from the car to the door without getting nauseous because the smell is so bad.
I ended up back here on the shore because I liked the lifestyle. I liked the fact that most of my life I never locked a vehicle. We never locked the house. Those things unfortunately have changed, but I like this type of thing where when there's an issue, the neighbor down the street says, "Can you be at my house at 9 a.m. Wednesday and I'll fix breakfast?" There's a sense of community. There's a sense of being able to reach out to the guy down the street and say, you know, "Can you help me on this?" That honestly I didn't experience in a lot of big cities.
On a bad day or a bad evening, whenever the wind's not blowing and those fans, the 96 fans next door are blowing, you smell it on you. I know you smell the ammonia. I've had it so bad when I've sat outside there that it burns my nose and my eyes. When I take the dogs out, you know, I smell it on them. It's on my clothes. It's in my nose when I come back in the house. It takes a few minutes for it to go away, and that's very nauseating to me.
If you have huge fans who are drawing out, particulates, ammonia out in order to push it into the air to allow the chickens to breathe, that stuff has to go somewhere. So you have to have an understanding that what you're doing is actually contaminating the very air that we humans are supposed to be breathing. When I went to visit some of the properties in Princess Anne, I actually felt the burning. My throat burned, my eyes burned, and my face burned. And that was only in 5 minutes. After the 5 minutes, I got back in my car, couldn't take it anymore. It lasted for about 2 hours. 2 hours, I still had that feeling. And I can't imagine living with that on a daily basis. Those who have power lord it over those who don't have power. And that's being done on a few different ways. So these properties, especially the large ones, seem to be being placed primarily in areas that are low income, that are many people who are unemployed, people of color. For the project that they wanted to put in the area closest to my home, it's considered 80% African American, but the county is only about 26% African American. So you're talking about this area is run very much about the have and have-nots. It is a personal attack, and you can't tell me otherwise. And I'm not one to just throw out the race card, but from what I've seen personally, I believe there's a lot of environmental racism here.
I don't have anything against farm. I do work with organization for farm workers. I see extreme danger. They go into the chicken houses to pull the dead chickens, and they have their family members right next to the chicken houses. They come in the house, they come in contact with all that. I worry, and I tell them constantly, don't touch your children till you change your clothes, go home and take a shower, make sure that your kids do not come to contact with this.
I've lived here my whole life. People are moving away. People are falling apart. Families are falling apart. One neighbor down here, he had a stroke after he gave up on trying to fight these chicken houses. We talked about leaving. We talked about buying a camper and a motorhome type thing and leaving. And my husband said no. He said, we've been here our whole lives. We love this spot. That's what we were told. they made the deal with Tyson's and everybody else before the first meeting where we were told what was going to happen.
Someone nearby dumped manure on fields next to our school where I teach. And for 2 days, our kids were sick. They had headaches. They were complaining of nausea. They didn't eat their breakfast. They didn't eat their lunch at school. The school actually brought in fans that Friday to circulate the air. That's how strong the odor from the manure was when it was put on the field. So it definitely is going to have an impact. I mean, pretty much the entire road is family. It's a dead-end, half-mile road, and for the most part, I own over 60 acres. My aunt and uncle, they own another 60 acres. You know, we thought that our children would want to live here, but I can't see them being able to live here or want to live here when there's nothing but chicken houses and the chicken house smell and the flies.
The power is you. You are the power, and it's going to be the only thing that's going to drive you. You have to invest in your community. It doesn't happen by itself. Everything you love, you need to protect, and you need to participate. And it's going there. I mean, there's a movement. There's a movement.